Recently, I made a big decision and it surrounded leaving my nursing job. There was some fallout from that though, so I want to let you know. And it's not all good, but it's not all bad. I am a trained emergency registered nurse. I have been for over 8 years. It's something I really enjoy. I love the fast-paced environment. I love helping people. I love that, like when people come into the urgent care or emergency department, they're coming in with the symptoms that you read about in the books. Like, that's really, really cool. I love helping people. I love, putting in IVs, all of that fun stuff. And I like the fast-paced environment. I truly do. But there are consequences for those things. And just because you like something doesn't mean it's good for you, doesn't mean it's something that you should keep doing. So I had to make a change. And before that, I was a 911 dispatcher, which again was a very stressful environment. Now, I'm a natural helper, and I love the idea of a fast-paced environment, like I said. I thrived in it. However, I just didn't like the sadness of not seeing a lot of people being able to go home. There were situations with children that were really hard to deal with. But I really loved talking to people. I loved helping them feel better, giving them morphine when they're in a ton of pain, and just seeing them be like, oh my gosh, this relief. And bringing people blankets. I absolutely loved all of the connections. The thing is though, there was a lot of stress. There was a lot of overcrowding. There's a ton of bureaucracy that goes into healthcare. And it's a really, really big struggle. So it started to wear on me, and it actually weared on me a lot quicker than I thought it would. So I'm just curious, can you relate to that with your career? Because for me, it just sort of snuck up insidiously, and I honestly feel like I'm just one of those people that's not meant to have the same career forever, not to mention the amount of stress and just sort of like heartache that came with the careers that I've had thus far. Now, I started YouTube 3 years ago because I wanted something creative to do, and I absolutely loved it. Initially, it started as a gardening channel, which was really funny, but because it is some work, it took some of the fun out of gardening. However, once my channel started getting some traction, I was able to hire an editor, which made it even more enjoyable because that freed up so much time for me, but it still wasn't making a ton of cash. So I knew that if I did want to make a change in my business or in my life with our finances, I would have to generate more of an income. But I knew I wanted to do something that helped people because I just love helping people. I'm a natural helper. And so once I started coaching, I started seeing big changes in people's lives. So it wasn't like a large volume of people that I could help, just a little bit like in nursing, but I was able to help my few clients, but on a much grander scale in their lives, and so that they could reach their goals and have great success. So that was really awesome. And then my actual income started improving, so I was able to make the decision to put my nursing job on pause. The fallout is interesting because I have had a lot of questions. I've had a lot of questions from my amazing audience, but I've had a lot of questions from family, a lot of questions from friends, and a lot of questions from people at work. And I don't want people at work to feel bad, like I'm criticizing their workplace at all. I think it is wonderful. But for me personally, there's a lot of stuff that has weighed on me and things from my past as well. So that fallout has been a little harsh. The other fallout is actually a good fallout. I feel amazing. The stress relief is incredible. I honestly felt like I could feel the stress pouring off of me like a puddle on the floor. I find myself just like dancing. Like I'll be walking around the house and I'll just start dancing. I will be taking a break from work or whatever, and I'm just like happy. I am really happy though, and I do want to dance all the time. It's an absolutely free feeling. I can be my own boss. And the amazing thing is I can use some of my focus-free qualities because, I have suspected ADHD, I've had concussions, there's been a lot of things that have been making it hard for me to focus. So those can now propel me forward versus holding me back. I can really use my skills. What will your path be? Because for me, like this has not been an instant process, and I don't want you to think it has been. That's partially why I made this video, because it's been at least 3 years. I was actually listening to a podcast that was talking about the movie Old, and it was about like people growing up. For me, August is one of the hardest months of the year because I find it just so sad. It's my birthday, one of my kids' birthday. The kids are going back to school. My oldest is going into his last year of high school, and it is hard. Every year I find that it is a really hard month. And, you know, life is short, and I have really been loving the time I've been home with my family and had so much more time with them. So just know, if you want to make a change, don't stress. You can do it. It takes some time. If you want to speed it up, like if you want to not spend so much time doing this, coaching is great. A lot of people say like they get 10 times the results if they go with a coach. And if I had done that from the beginning, I know it would have been faster, because ever since I've been working with a coach, life has been incredible and I have had incredible results. Check out this video if you want to see all about slowing down and how important it is so that we can love living life. This is part 1 from this video, all about my decision making, and you might find it helpful, even if you've seen it, just to decide whether or not you need to make a big change, whether it's with your job. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.